You get it? Yeah,
I didn't at first, but now I do.
I just did what I wanted to.
Well, I mean, your list is right.
No, so there was a part of me, I was like, does he mean like players we like? Or is he talking about like athletes? Like
Like the best women athletes.
okay. Would you like for men, would you include a stock car driver?
No.
Right. So
What were you going to do? Janet Guthrie? What do you mean?
I just was thinking, it was a part of me is like, because if I think athletes, I'm thinking just basically
I
the
think
ones
it's cool
in the
because
Olympics.
friends gave me one tennis player, and you gave me the other one where she would come from behind and beat that one. So I mean, it's kind of cool that people came up with that. And then a lot of people was Caitlyn Jenner.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
So anyway, we've got that list coming up a little later. But you are listening live in the Counts Realty and Auction Towers in Bedford, Virginia. Visit countsauction.com, the only true form of selling and buying. Thank you to Counts for our sponsorship so we can do this crazy stuff. And our fans listen to us. I read one of the comments. Trent always reminds me. I forget to read comments.
Yeah. Well, I don't know a lot, but every now and then I'll go back.
I read one a few minutes ago, I think it was, and it was insulting my intelligence. That
You should do Post of the Week by an idiot. Use that.
it's always the idiot responding like, yeah, I can be wrong.
Yeah.
But
Well, you probably are.
yeah. Actually, I think it was your video.
That's fine.
All right, on to backwards and forwards.
Oh, by the way, we're at 198 subscribers. We're just 2 away from getting past 200
Heck yeah.
at LLH_podcast on YouTube.
Yeah. And their
subscribe.
Facebook, I don't know how, but their Facebook just
That seems to be the one that launches.
getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then Instagram, TikTok, all of it. And you can find us at YouTube if you want to watch us live and go to at LLH_podcast.
By the way, on the way down here, I believe Scott Jennings is listening to our show. He now does This Day in History and drama.
Hey, man, our show gets ripped off constantly.
That's okay. It's flattery. That's what Rush Limbaugh said.
That is true.
Flattery is imitation. Imitation is flattery.
All right, so this past weekend, I really didn't do much. I got little stuff, knick-knack stuff done around the house. Caught up on some chores.
Does Ashley think so?
No.
All right.
She went to what was it called? A wedding shower.
Oh, okay.
So,
Not for Caitlin.
nephew.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yep.
It's a little early. Do they know when? Does Logan and Caitlin know when they're getting married? How's that? Both of you are laughing at that. What's going on there? Did they already quit? They already break up the engagement? Something I don't know about.
No, but it's
a whole
process.
Oh, wow.
They're thinking,
October.
yeah,
First
beginning.
or second.
Yeah.
Of 27?
Yeah.
Okay. Perry announced his August 21st of 2027.
Nice.
Yeah. Very cool.
Very nice. So, yeah, it's exciting times. What'd you get done?
Perry and Sarah came back. They had their engagement party.
Nice.
You know, when people do things, I often think, what are we doing that for? You just got engaged 2 weeks ago. Why would you do that now? But because they were doing the wedding like in Northern Virginia, this was a chance for everybody to celebrate. And they had a great crowd. All his friends from high school were there. It was just the best party ever. It worked out really, really nice. It was a lot of fun. And did that. And
Was it themed?
Drank a lot of beer. That was the main theme from my side of the deck.
Wait, why did they decide to do it in Northern Virginia?
The Detweilers put on a heck of a party at their house. Yeah, it was really nice. Just, you know, they live in Knoxville, so they have friends from all over. They have friends, even their friends that are here in Forest. They've moved on and live in different parts of the state. So they just, I think she said she just Googled some factors and found a venue that met budget and was nice. So they're in Leesburg.
Scott's probably listening to this going, please. He offered that. I'll write a check wherever you want to go.
Yeah. What are they doing in Hawaii?
No, at
If
his
it were up to
farm.
Logan, they
Oh,
would.
okay.
Everybody would have.
Done
So
a destination.
that
Be
poor.
careful what you say.
Yeah.
And then
I called him yesterday to give him a hard time.
Scott.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
okay.
is hard.
Yeah, it's a lot. And then this weekend, Finn, another Bedford County school graduate that's in our house, is going to Roanoke College
Nice. When does he get dropped off, or
Saturday.
is he driving?
I don't think.
I mean, they don't do that stuff anymore, do they? With freshmen, they're allowed to drive, not allowed to drive.
So he is, but we have decided, or his mom and he decided that he didn't want that burden. He wants to be there and study.
Okay,
So
good.
It's probably the best thing for him. I think that is the best thing, is not to have a car your first year.
Oh, I agree.
And so all three of my kids before this didn't have a car either. But yeah, so he's not taking his down. So he'll be stranded in his dorm,
Can't say that.
just studying.
We sent Logan in a vehicle, so I was.
Well, I mean, you were in Louisiana. That's a little different.
we were. Good luck. Have at it.
Yep. So doing that this weekend.
All right. Emma.
Went to a wedding celebration last weekend.
Is it sometimes not a celebration?
Well, it wasn't like a wedding.
really.
It wasn't a wedding. Like, it didn't have a ceremony.
I got a couple examples.
Look, there's so many different things now of these weddings that I just don't.
Like,
I'm a traditionalist. I like to go to a church, and then you can have a reception wherever.
they got married up in the Peaks with just their family.
Okay.
And then they had the reception at their house with like a tent outside and chairs and tables.
But nowadays, they've added so many things to it. Like something about doing your vows before the wedding. Like, what is that? I heard that.
Usually it's like you can't see each other and you do your vows. That's a thing right now. Mm-hmm. Instead of at the altar.
My wife still says to this day the preacher wouldn't let her finish. She was trying to say
She still had some things to say.
She said, I said, I do not, but he would not let me finish.
She had some conditions she still had to put out there.
Bless her heart.
Yep. That was a great wedding. That was a Mount Rushmore of weddings I've been to.
It was a fun wedding. Mm-hmm. I don't remember much of it. I know you remember none of it. But anyway, this weekend coming up, I think I'm going to slip up to Pulaski again.
Pulaski.
Yep. I had a good talk with Larry, trying to get the car right for him.
Good.
That is a total joke.
Why don't he put you in the pit crew so you can get it straight?
Hell no. He always, I did talk to him, and I was asking about the tire situation because it is a double header. So I was like, are we running new tires or are we running old tires? What are we doing here?
Switching them between races?
And he said they got 4 new ones, so they're on new tires. And he did say that they had issues with the shocks. Is why they weren't better.
Oh, okay.
He said this 4th pair of shocks this year they've had problems with. So we need to switch manufacturers.
Stop at Mako.
He's listening, probably like, but I'm only kidding, Larry. You do a wonderful job.
That'd be Meineke.
I don't know. We talked about like watching the Dale Jr. show and cheating. Mm-hmm. Like he's not.
Right.
Does not like any of that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we could probably do some coal binding.
Especially those short tracks. You get busted for stuff like that, and you're out for the season type thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, but anyway.
Well, that'd be fun.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to slip up there and watch a doubleheader.
I think, by the way, I got it nailed that I'm going to be able to camp with you and Brad at Martinsville.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a good group. DW is going.
Well, I'm not going there.
No. He's got a place there. So he's going to be there anyway.
Yeah.
And he's actually going to let us pull my camper in his lot. Like he owns a house there. So that'll be cool.
That'll be fun. I think I got it worked out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We did talk last week about the generator, didn't we? We did fix that. Mm-hmm. So we're all good there.
And we've got a few listeners on at @LLH_podcast. And if they want to chat or test any questions, they can do it live.
Yep. And where are you going this weekend?
That was the Roanoke College thing. Taking Finn this weekend.
So you're going. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Somebody's got to carry the heavy furniture.
Yeah. You may go with you.
Oh, man, we've lived some good stories.
Yes.
Let's not tell that one.
So anyway, well, good luck to that.
Yeah.
Emma,
I'm gonna use my oven for the first time in 3 months.
Wow.
which one? The one on the porch?
That one's gone.
It is?
Thankfully.
Wow.
Yes. I was a little worried there.
It's not.
Who leases a property to someone and doesn't have an oven for you?
Well, okay. I didn't notice until a month in that it didn't work because I didn't need it. And then, yeah. It's all
You
just
gotta watch them landlords, man.
Yeah.
Scott is very nice.
Jerks.
Scott's very nice.
Those greedy bastards.
They are tough. All right.
Yeah.
Moving on to the most important part of the show.
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited
Welcome.
about this.
We'll welcome in our special guest, Stephen Hill. He is in Bedford County Board of Supervisors. No, I almost screwed that up. Bedford County School Board. I don't want to. I really don't want your parents yelling at you for that. All right. Tell us a little bit. I think for the most part, we'll spend a little time talking with you about possibly. I don't want to say the word because it is a dirty word. The redistricting word.
That's right.
All right, dive into it. Tell us what we're doing.
I gotcha. Well, I just want to kind of first introduce myself.
Yeah,
My
how
name's
about your
Stephen.
background? How'd you choose to be on the school board? All that.
Oh,
Don't just jump right into
Sorry.
redistricting. Jerk.
yeah. So I grew up in Bedford County. I went to New London Academy. I went to Forest Middle School to JF. Once I graduated, had a family, moved back into Bedford County. My first year of my oldest child going to school was COVID. And so we're starting to go kindergarten 2020. The school board at the time told us, hey, no mask required for elementary students. We're all good. We're going in there. A week before school begins, they changed their mind. So me and my wife had to make a decision at that time. And my wife grew up in private schools, so she was always leaning towards sending our kids to private schools. So we were really, that was a big deal to us. And so we kind of made the decision at the time of, you know what, we're not going to give up. I'm not going to let, this group of people that I disagreed with, run our county in a way that I don't think needs to be run.
Sure.
So then we kind of got involved. In 22, 23, we kind of worked with the redistricting effort, working against the redistricting effort to move my kids. We built a house in Good specifically to send my kids to New London Academy.
Gotcha.
And they were working to redistrict them out of there. At that time, I didn't support it, and I had a lot of arguments back and forth with the school board with that. And then in 25, the representative for District 3, Dwayne Nelms, was moving out of the district. He found a house and he was moving his family to another location. And so he called me up and said, hey, all the complaining you've been doing, now's the time to. So I interviewed for the position, got appointed. And then this past year in last fall, I got elected to serve a 4-year term on the school board there. So that's kind of how I got there. And a lot of it's just about I'm passionate about keeping Bedford a place that we want to raise our kids in, and I want my kids to want to be back here.
Sure.
So a lot of that is making sure we have great schools, making sure we have a place to put kids as we're growing in certain areas of the county and as we're shrinking in others. Being good stewards of our taxpayer dollars, making sure that we're doing what's right, not just for the students that are there now, but the students that are going to be there in the future. So to say all that, kind of get into the meat of it, Bedford County has not necessarily a unique problem, but we are growing as a population. Our population is growing, but it's not growing because of birth rates. If you want to pull over to I pulled up a couple slides here from our presentation last night we had from a consultant. If you want to go to the Bedford County in brief. Sorry, this is my fault. I sent it to you completely out of order.
Yeah, that's okay. Emma,
There
All right.
we go.
So this is our housing going back to 1900. As good of records as they could pull from going back there. And you see we kind of spiked up in the 1990s and the 2000s. We're putting in 6,300 new houses or new dwellings every year, or every decade. Well, you go to the 2010s, and obviously that was affected by, we had a recession in 2008, slow growth. But right now, as we stand right now in the 2020s, we're looking to, if the pattern continues, to be about where we were at the 1970s. Okay. It's hard to grow a population if you don't have houses for them to go to. Yeah. And if we're not replacing houses in such a rate that we can continue to grow, it's going to be a problem. And obviously, there are areas where we're growing, like in Forest and New London, kind of coming out to Good now. And there are areas of the county that's shrinking. And so when we talk about redistricting, we're really talking about how we can most efficiently use all the buildings we have in our inventory. Mm-hmm. We have 21 schools that we currently run in Bedford County. The state says we need about 19 of them. So we've already made the decision to close Stortsville this next academic year. That was a tough decision, and some of the numbers that we went through last night in our board meeting with our analysts was showing that was probably the right decision. But there still needs to be more that we talk about, more balancing out, so we're using our building and our staff to the best efficiency. Because if you're running a school costs about $1 million a year to run.
Right.
Once you remove all of the teachers, I'm just talking building maintenance, administrative, counselors, secretaries. If you've got a building open, if you've got 4 kids in this building, you've still got to have those people there. So in order for us to be able to say, hey, we're being efficient with the money that we're provided, we've got to make some really tough decisions. In order to do that, like I said, we've already chose to consolidate one school. We're looking now forward to, all right, how are we going to be more efficient with the rest of our schools, and kind of seeing on September 10th, our advisor is going to come back and give us scenarios, and then we're going to start hosting town halls to get feedback from the community before we vote to make this final. But if you want to pull up the 2000 age structure, you see back in 2000, so I'm going to get a little dorky with some of these graphs here. So this is a pyramid graph. It's showing our population based on age. The ideal shape that you're going to want to have with this is a pyramid. You want to have the most amount of people in your 0 to 4 range and the least amount in your 85 plus. Mm-hmm. As we are, and obviously this one back in 2000 was closer to that, have a little arrowhead look to it, but you still have more younger people than you had older people. If you look now into 2024, and the 2000 data was based on the census. 24 is based on projections. So you have a couple of anomalies in there, but it's starting to become an inverted pyramid, which is, in Bedford County, we have an aging population. Yeah. We have more people in the 55 plus category than we do below it. And it's typically those people aren't having a whole lot of kids to put in our elementary schools. And so as our cohorts get smaller, we've got to now plan for the future of, all right, well, we have areas that are growing because of net migration, and we have areas that are shrinking. If you go over to the components of population change, this is how Bedford County is growing. It's migration. Mm-hmm. If you see that blue line there, that is our migration. That's our net migration. People moving to Bedford County. Mm-hmm.
Don't you think a lot of that has to do because your school systems are good? Like, that's what I've always felt is development. People follow because they want their kids to go into good schools.
I absolutely think that's part of it. I think that's, Bedford County is not all just our school systems. We have a lot of great things that are going on. We have a fantastic Parks and Rec department. Mm-hmm. We have really good, I consider really good community environment. Mm-hmm. But I think schools are a big part of that, which is great. And I want to keep on attracting people here. But in saying that, so we have all these population concerns that we have now. We also, on the other side of things, which is really kind of motivating everything that we do in the school board right now, is we have what's called the reversion coming up in 28-29. Back in about 15 years ago, I believe in 2013, 2012, mm-hmm. The city of Bedford became the town of Bedford. Mm-hmm. We had an agreement that to do that, we locked in the town of Bedford's local composite index,
Yep.
the LCI number. And the LCI number is how we get funded from the state. So right now we're at a 0.31. That's the number. So that means 69% of our funding comes from the state. Well, here when the reversion happens here in just a couple of years, it's going to change to, we're projecting right now about a 0.45. So really what that means is about $11 million that we're not going to be getting from the state anymore. So we've got to be more efficient with our buildings in order to soften that blow. It's going to be a blow regardless.
Yeah.
And we're either going to have to make cuts, or the board of supervisors is going to have to make tough decisions on finding more revenue for us. And I don't envy them on that side, because that's never fun either.
Nope.
But so we've got the big push
And
now.
how big a budget do you have? I'm sorry. Just
So we're about $130 million budget.
wow. Good grief.
And that budget, it's big.
So you're about to lose 10% of your budget, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've been planning for this for years. It's not like the board of
Yeah.
supervisors and the school board have not been planning for this.
Right.
Right now we've set aside about $8 million. But in doing that, we've also got, I want to be able to, before I go to the board of supervisors and say, hey, I need more money from you guys, I want to be able to say we are running the most efficient operation we can. There's certain things that obviously you don't want to sacrifice. Really proud of Bedford County Schools. We are ranked 31st in the state as far as the testing metrics go. And at the same time, we're about 118th in the local funding. So to me, that's as a businessman, that's a great ROI. And I'm proud of that. And I'm proud of that number. A lot of it is due to, we have fantastic teachers and staff and counselors. We have great parents in our organization. I think outside of just the teachers, the parents are they're the ones that make us stand apart. If we didn't have parents that were engaged and involved, we're not going to see the results that we're seeing.
How many are total in the state? You said 118th in funding.
131.
100. So we're almost at the bottom in funding.
We're there, and I'm not necessarily complaining about that.
Yeah.
I'm politically probably closer to a libertarian, so
Yeah.
I'm not saying that we need to be the most well-funded, and I don't think you see the top funded schools, they're not necessarily the best schools.
Yeah.
That's right.
But I do think that, it's something to take into account. Our teachers, we're ranked about 112th in teacher pay. That's something that, I really want to focus on, making sure that we do better at that. But I say all that to say, this is why we're really looking at redistricting. It's been on the table for 13 years now. The first proposal that I could find back in our board docs was 13 years ago to redistrict. And every school board has, for good reason, bad reasons, indifferent, have decided that was not the right time for it. We've come to a head now to where we have places like Stewartsville Elementary at under 50% capacity. You have Otter River, which is just above 50% capacity. Where at the same time you have Forest Elementary School, which is closing in on 100% capacity. You have New London Academy, which is closing in on 95% capacity. We've got issues, and we've got to figure out a way to balance those out in order to protect the organization for the future.
I agree. 100%.
Is the hard decision, and the reason it's been 13 years, technically, just like you were in that camp, you don't want to have NLA kids going to Otter River. Am I saying that the right way?
Well, so that was the proposal back in 23. We had a good amount of kids switching over there. And it's hard.
Yeah.
It's,
No,
it's one of those things of, you get your kids that have friends there. You decide on where you want to move, because I went to New London Academy. I want to send my kids to New London Academy. Sure. And so there are a lot of real world where, it's easy to sit here and look at demographics and go, oh man, I can switch all these roads around. This is easy. But when you start factoring in the human cost of it, the human cost has got to bear in something. So our goal is, and what we told our consultant last night he's going to be designing the maps on September 10th, presenting it to us, is, we're wanting to balance the human cost. I understand how to make it efficient. I didn't need to hire a consultant to make it efficient. And he's done a fantastic job in laying out data that I didn't even know existed. But being able to sit there and go, balancing all of that out, understanding the transportation cost, you're not going to want to send a kid, that's zoned right now for Forest Elementary School to Big Island. That might be the quickest route, just popping right over Charlemont. But you don't want to send them that way.
So is it one of those things where you and I have had this discussion too in the past about once you go to a school, you finish at that school and the new kids would go somewhere else? Or if you were in the third grade, now you in the fourth grade, you might be going somewhere else?
So that's something that we've got to determine. We were talking about that last night is do we grandfather kids in? Do we let them finish out their school career at that school and then move on? Or do we go ahead and say we've got to do it right now? Because there's some schools where, to be honest, we have to do it right now. Like Forest Elementary, we've got to, we're bumping right up against, having to add extra units to those schools.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so when you listen to it, the argument makes a lot of sense with what you're saying. With, you've got a school like New London, you want your kids to continue to go there, but like the kids that were going to Stewartsville, Goodview, whatever it's called, what is it called? I forget.
Stewartsville.
Their option was closing.
That's right.
Right, that's a tough one to swallow.
Absolutely.
And we've closed Thaxton, now Stewartsville.
Body camp?
Body camp. Yes.
Body camp. So, I mean, those kids didn't, they had a choice, but they really didn't. I mean, it closed. So you got to go somewhere else.
Yes, sir.
And
Yep.
so in this particular case, when you think about those, they look at that argument and go, you're going, at least you're going from, New London to Otter River, right?
Yes, sir.
And so that's the other side of the argument. But it all makes sense. There's no sense in keeping a school open that's at half capacity or less, right? I mean, that's
absolutely.
that's the smart decision to make.
And they came up with this in 2024. This was voted. It got voted down. It may have, I don't know that they didn't have the backing behind them to really have the data.
Right.
Which I would, and I actually fought against hiring a consultant because, again, I've got libertarian tendencies.
Yeah.
I don't like spending money, especially taxpayer money because I'm a taxpayer. But I will give it to our consultant here. He did a fantastic job in laying out. So now I can not just go of, hey, me over here in District 3, I'm going to change someone else's district out there in 1, and it's not going to affect my constituents at all. We have actual hard data that says, hey, this is why this exists. This is why we're doing it this way.
How do your other board members, how's that going along? There's 7 of you, right?
Yes, sir.
How's that going along with what they heard last night and what you're about to get into?
I haven't had a lot of conversations with the board members since last night, but I will tell you, just from the questions that were answered during the public hearings, it went really well as far as we were all extraordinarily impressed with the level of data. And I brought just a few slides here. I think he had like 45 slides that we went through last night. I would encourage everyone, if you get a chance, whether you have students or not, this affects your property. If you are in Bedford County, the property value may change. Be aware, we're begging for people to give us feedback because we don't know what we don't know. And so we have all of this analytics, and the analytics is great. And I can make a decision based off of analytics, but it's hard for me to make a decision based off of the human cost without understanding that.
So I'm just curious, tough question, but you previously had stated that you were against redistricting.
Yes, sir.
So would this data have changed your mind when you were against it?
I think it would.
Okay.
I think it would have at least given me and that was what I argued previously.
Yeah.
I went to the board and I argued, and
The data doesn't make sense.
the gentleman that was there that was presenting the data, he's no longer with the school system, but he didn't have the data make sense. Now, he was an employee of our school system. He didn't do this for a living.
Yeah.
But the data didn't make sense. The data was going off of potential trending that may or may not happen.
Sure.
Well, now I have these are the permits that have been pulled. This is how we're looking going all the way back to the 1900s. I didn't know we could go back to the 1900s. But the man did a great job. And I honestly, I would say that, as a businessman, I always say, I'm going to make the decision based off what the data shows.
Great.
So I think there's still room for the human cost, but at the end of the day, the data is what the data is.
So, and I appreciate how Brian approached that. This is a good way to say it. So these are tougher questions, and you and I discussed this, that you wanted to be on air where you could have long form discussion. We're not up against commercials.
Right.
That's not sound bites, and
Yep.
Sure.
And we're two dumb guys that just ask the questions. But when you say, I think it was 69% comes from the state of your budget. Is the other 30% coming from the Board of Supervisors? Are they where do you get your other funding?
So about 26 comes from the Board of Supervisors, and then about 4 or 5% comes from the federal government.
So another tough decision that could be made that might help you offset the 11 million that you're losing is the Board of Supervisors raise taxes or attribute more money, send more money to the school
And
board?
that's why I'm glad I'm on the Board of Supervisors.
Yeah,
That's raising revenue. Fortunately, as a school board member, I got nothing to do with revenue.
Yeah.
All I can do is ask for more.
Yeah.
And
You're a steward of the taxes. I mean, it's obvious you hear that.
Absolutely, but I think that's something to be looked at. I personally have a real hard time with raising taxes in Bedford. I think that's part of what makes Bedford great is our low tax rate. But to counter that is if we want to continue to offer great services and continue our net migration increase, schools are part of that. And we've spent, and the Board of Supervisors has done fantastic. We just renovated the auditorium at Stanton River and Liberty High School, and man, those state of the art facilities.
Yeah.
Like those are amazing facilities. I'm really excited for what they're going to be able to do there.
Yeah.
But that costs money.
Yeah.
It's got to come from somewhere. And we were very fortunate that the Board of Supervisors, set aside those funds and let us go after them.
Well, one other formula in the variable, or one other variable in the formula, is to increase the number of people that are getting taxed, and that is density.
Yeah.
And we have a board member, and I know that you don't have to hear this, but I'm on my soapbox a little bit. We have a board member out there trying to make it sound like we don't need any growth. Obviously, we do, and the way to do that is to do the migration that you see here is attract people.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I've always felt like, and we had this discussion a little bit last night, but when you have great schools, you attract people. When you attract people, you attract development. You attract good parents, right, that come in and want to have their kids go to good schools. So you get smart kids and you get good schools because you got smart kids leaving those schools. It's a beautiful cycle that works as long as all those things keep happening. So and you got to stay on top of it.
Absolutely. Actually, you set me up perfectly.
Yeah.
Can you move over to the enrollment forecasting? This is what scares me. So, yes, we get our funding from the state, from locality, and from federal government. But really, our numbers are tied. Our funding numbers are tied to the students that we have in our schools, and that's continuing to go down. In 2006, 2007, we're sitting there at 11,000 students. This year, we're probably going to be around 8,500. And it's, looking at it, there's a real good chance that it's continuing to decrease. And a lot of that is birth rate that we just can't help. That is a national trend, international trend, really, of decreasing in population. I was talking to the advisor last night, and he was saying something that shocked me. Here in the next 10, 15 years, Nigeria is going to be the third most populated country in the world. And so, because we're trending the opposite direction, I think we're at 1.7 on a birth rate. And I don't know if y'all realize this, but it takes 2 people to make a kid.
Yeah.
So if you're producing under 2.1, it's going to be, we're going to continue this decline in enrollment. There is a portion, Bedford County has a great homeschool community. So there's a portion of our population that goes there. We have great private schools at both ends, at Liberty Christian, Timberlake.
Well, they're also dropping. I mean, it's a national trend.
It's a national trend. And so what I want to also talk about is we've got to find more way to bring more people to Bedford, to bring more students to Bedford. And we as the school board a year ago, we even dropped our tuition for out of county residents to come in to attempt to continue to fight those numbers.
Sure.
Because I think Bedford has a great product. I think we are top notch. I mean, it shows by the testing. We're 31 out of 131.
Yeah.
We're doing great. We could always do better. There's always room for improvement.
Yeah.
But the only way that we're going to continue with that is to continue to get population.
So here's my tough question.
Yeah.
because you're the business. You got your business hat on.
Yes, sir.
So if you see a trend where you're steadily losing enrollment, how has your what's the word?
Staff hiring?
How's your staff hiring gone with that trend?
So what we've done is so our big thing is we want to have small class sizes. So even though our population has dropped about 11% in the last 10 years, we have hired 4% more teachers in the last 10 years. But in doing that, we've also dropped our central office staff. Our central office has decreased by about 5% in that same time.
Can you decrease it by 50?
So
That's my soapbox. And
absolutely.
So the example that I give is when I went to school, your central office made up of about 8 people, and it was pretty much it was your superintendent, a secretary, your bus, maintenance, and then I think 1 or 2 others.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was it.
So Bedford County, that is something that, and I will give all the credit to our previous board. Marcus Hill did a great job at starting to work to trim that down.
Okay.
The state says, so we have what's called SOQs, standards of quality. The state says that we should have 82.5 people in our central office. We have 26 less than that in our central office, somewhere in the 60s. And we're going to continue to make that more efficient. The problem is the difference between when you went to school and when I went to school is we've taken a lot of society's problems that we have and we've thrown it on the school.
Oh, I don't disagree with you.
So we've got, in the summer and during COVID, and we've still got to support our students' nutrition. That's on us.
Yeah.
We're educators. That's not something
I know.
that we should be having, but it's on us. So we've got to keep that running. We've got, all of these mental health services. A lot of our central office staff falls into that. And again, I don't think that should go under the schools, but it does. According to the state of Virginia, it does go under the schools.
Sure.
I think it's part of a whole education, and I think that is part of it. But I don't think we should have to staff this many full-time psychologists. But we do. We're required to. And so if we're going to continue to throw more things on the schools, unfortunately, that means that our administration is going to have to increase because you got to have somebody to supervise that.
Yeah, and that's what I didn't know is whether or not it was state mandated or not.
Yeah, there's some of that state mandates, some of that, like I said, especially with teachers and instruction, we have added more on that. We have said, you know what? In Bedford, we're going to keep class sizes as small as we can. Okay. In Bedford, we're gonna prioritize instruction. So we do have just about every subject has its own instructional coordinator. That's what they do is science, or they do math, or they do, because we think that's important. I want to create a county that produces really smart kids that can go out, continue to get into the workforce, and then continue to thrive in Bedford, grow Bedford as a community.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you, I warned him too. I told him what your pet peeves usually are, but if he left here, you would think later and be like, tag, I forgot to ask about sports funding.
No, sports funding to me, and it obviously you've got budget issues. I get it. But I honestly believe, I mean, we've had coaches that were in the Bedford County School District that went on to coach college. Mm-hmm. And the very first thing they will tell you is when they were recruiting, the state of Virginia is by far the lowest paid when it comes to athletics.
Yeah.
It's atrociously different than other states.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yet we are one of the highest recruited in athletics. Mm-hmm. So our kids are going to college through athletic scholarships, and yet we continually do nothing to fund them. And when I say nothing, I mean, it's very, very bare.
Yeah.
Like most athletic directors will tell you they start in a deficit.
Yep.
From day one, they're already in a deficit just to write a check to officiating. Their whole budget's gone. And yet we somehow get through it. And it's like, it's getting more and more difficult with the way things are. For me, I look at it because I coached for, 15 years, and you see the kids that if they don't have this avenue, they're absolutely not going to make it. And to me, I watch school boards go through these processes of, and I'm just using Chromebook as an example, the billions of dollars that are spent in that, when I have a proven curriculum that has worked perfect for 40 years in teaching you how to work as a team, something you're going to have at a job. You're going to have to learn how to show up on time. You got to work with it. Teaches you everything. And yet we don't fund it at all, at a decent pace.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of that is because a lot of our funding, like I said, over 69% of our funding comes from the state. Mm-hmm. The state a lot of times dictates where those monies go based on the SOQs. Sports is not high on their priority list. And so
nuts.
I'm 100%, I'm big. The two things I'm passionate about are physical education with our children. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I would consider sports part of that. I wrestled, I played football. I went through the whole FYAA program when I was a student. I think there's invaluable skills that I learned from that, but we've got to fund it.
Yeah.
And right now we're having such a hard time with our funding in general. It's almost inconceivable to go, all right, we're going to add something else to that. And so a lot of the programs are, supplemented by boosters or parents or, some type of organization. And that really kind of, and you see it across the state, it really advantages the schools that have a more affluent population. Yeah. And so I agree that's a problem. I just don't know the solution.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to get there. I'd love to, if someone has a solution, I'd love to get that. But we have so many other budget constraints and budget concerns. And I hate to, it's our kids. There's no amount of money I wouldn't spend on my own personal kids.
Sure.
But at the same day, I've got to balance this budget and we've got to be efficient and we got to be smart with it. And so I've said this plenty of times. We get a lot of proposals in the school system. Last year there was about 15 that the superintendent brought to us that said, hey, I'd love to fund all these. And all of them are great things to fund. But we only have a finite amount of money. And so it's a zero-sum game. So whatever I take from one entity, I'm going to add to another, that entity loses. Yeah. And so I think we've done a decent job. We've expanded our sports into middle school, which I think was very important. We did that. The previous board did that to where, we have now organizational schools always going back to middle school. Mm-hmm. I'd like to continue that. I'd like to grow those organizations. I'm just running up against brick walls right now.
Sure. No, I know. And it's very difficult. I can understand because, and I don't want to just say it's athletics. It's any extracurricular stuff that like the investments that you're making in the auditoriums is important. I mean, those kids dedicate, we've been to plays at JF and Liberty. I mean, they're phenomenal, the work that they do. And it goes past high school onto other stuff. And so I don't know how you get there either. I've never figured it out. I've tried, but it's tough.
I think our board is willing to work on those things. I've not gotten someone that's come to me and said, hey, this is where we can have a solution at.
Yeah.
And I'm not an educator.
Yeah.
I'm a businessman. I'm a father. I've got 3 small kids. I want to have them a place to play sports and to grow. I want to expand all of our extracurriculars, but that comes at a local cost.
Yeah.
And if we want to, we're not getting money from the state from that. We're not getting money nationally from that. So that's going to come locally. And we've got to encourage the tax base to go, hey, we're okay paying more money for this.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but I don't know many people that want to pay more taxes.
Well, can schools individually, and I'm curious, I don't know the answer to this, but a good example to me is Liberty High School has a phenomenal FFA program. Mm-hmm. Can they work directly with, tractor dealerships or things like that to get more funding for that? And it's excluding JF or Stanton River, whereas those have their own niches.
And a lot of PTAs do that. I'll talk about New London because my wife's the vice president of their PTA. Mm-hmm. Their big fundraiser is that fence outside of their property. They put advertisements on that thing, and we all run by it 50 times a day.
That's right.
Wow.
And so they take that money and they put it towards, I think last year they bought 2 big smart screens for teachers' classes. I think this year they're raising money for playground equipment. And every school has something like that. And those are obviously the public-private partnerships are huge because the private sector wants to be part of the community. That's a great way to be part of the community is by supporting these public institutions.
They do, but I get angry at the big businesses because a lot of their employment comes from our local high schools. And you don't see, like if you go to a smaller community, like I went to Honaker for a state semifinal game, you pull over and I don't know if you've ever been to Honaker, but when I say it's in the middle of nowhere, I mean, you're going 30 miles before you get to a convenience store. So, but when you pop over the hill, there's this gorgeous school, the turf, fields, locker rooms, everything's immaculate, but everything has one name on it, and that is their manufacturing facility that pretty much employs the whole town. And they donate millions back because that is their employment. It comes from that school. And I would like to see our businesses do that here.
Yeah.
More of it. We have millions of dollars, that should be pouring back into our local schools.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of times they've also have those programs. It's just, you got to know where to look for it.
Gotcha.
Now this is not a big thing, but last year New London wrote a letter to Walmart and said, "Hey, we need new balls for our recess yard." And we got buckets of that kind of stuff. And now they're good for years now.
Sure.
And so I think those exist, but you got to find it. You got to work for it. And I would love for more businesses to approach us instead of us having to reach out to them.
Yeah.
I did see something in Tennessee I thought was a cool idea. I actually sent this to Marcus, and Marcus was busy. So he didn't. I bet Marcus probably replied to 80% of what I sent him. But it was really cool. In Tennessee, the school buses actually have ads on the side of them. They're like just a school board,
Yeah.
along the chain link fence that you were talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was kind of the cool thing. They're driving around neighborhoods. It's a perfect billboard to put on the side of something. So might be something to look into. Well, like what Brian just said about trying to find local companies that hire local kids that come out of the school. Is there a liaison, or is there anybody that does something like that reaches out for the school board to local businesses?
No, sir.
So
That's
Brian,
what-
he
that's
just,
what
he
we
just
do.
created a position for you.
No, that is what we do with the Minuteman Club. We did
Yeah.
separate than the Booster Club because we only go to those big businesses and they donate to our organization. And then we, of course, give all the 100% to the schools. But our whole philosophy was we want to make relationships with these type of businesses so that when we do capital improvement projects, we can ask for a $10,000 check and not a $500 check.
Yeah.
And we've got we have 18 businesses that pay us $1,000 a year to be part of the club. We've started at 10 and now we're up to 18, and we'd love to have 30 because that's 30 grand starting from the start. Just annually, they keep, but it's to be able to develop. You can't walk into someone's office and say, "Hey, we're doing a locker or a new weight room that's costing $125,000. Can you donate $25,000?" They're looking at you like you're stupid.
Yeah.
You got a 15-year relationship with them. It's a different story. And so that's what we've tried to do over the past 8 years with the Minuteman Club.
Yeah, and I think a lot of those local schools do a great job with that. But as a school board office, that's not something we've ever really pursued. I think we've allowed the each individual school to do that. But it does benefit some schools more than others, depending on their organizational level. And so
And
it's
we
hard
did get we did get money. We sent out. We did a what's it called? A grant. With Dick's Sporting Goods, we asked for 10,000. They gave us 3,
Yeah.
and we just asked. But I'm not a grant writer, and if you've ever filled out a grant, it's a process.
Yeah, that's right.
And so finding a grant writer would be phenomenal.
And so, especially in our forest area, a lot of those grants they're not eligible for. My wife
That's
just
right.
tried to do
Yeah.
a grant for I think it was Clorox, and it was to provide hand washing stations in the school.
Yeah.
Something very, and she got to the last page after about 15 pages, and it was like, what percentage of your school is on the free lunch program.
Right.
Yep.
It's
What's your
demographics.
average median income? Yep.
And so then it goes, and then they just say, hey, thanks for setting that in, but we're not interested.
Yep.
And so, you run into a lot of that as well, which is neither good nor bad, but it is just the facts of being in Bedford and bringing in a population that does have some affluencies.
Sure.
What are some upcoming dates that if people are still tuning in after listening to Brian? Just kidding. What are some upcoming dates that people can attend that you want them to know about?
So the next big important date is September the 10th, and that's when our consultant, demographics analyst advisors, they're going to come in and present different scenarios. We haven't given them a number. It's probably going to be 4 to 6 different scenarios that we can adopt. And then we as board members are going to be holding individual town halls throughout the month of October and November to determine, what the feedback is, what the community wants, what's their hard lines, what they definitely don't want. And, we get a lot of, hey, this is great and I think you need to do it, just not my house.
Yeah.
And so it's figuring out how to create those scenarios where we are understanding that, yes, everyone doesn't want to be affected individually, but how do we do it in a fact that is fair to all of Bedford County, is fair to every individual district. And so that's going to be our challenge. And so we're going to be having several of those town hall meetings. I know in District 3, I'm going to be having 3 different ones. I'm still waiting on the different locations to respond back to me on the exact dates. If you follow my Facebook page, Stephen Hill for Bedford County District 3 School Board, I post up regularly. I post up several times a day sometimes. Okay. And I have a commitment to where I will answer every email. My phone number is on there. Call me, text me, email me. I will answer you.
All right.
One of the legends in my life, most influential people, Rush Limbaugh, but
Thanks,
I'd say Charlie Kirk was right in there. And Charlie Kirk says you're going to change the country if you change the school boards, if you're on the school board. And just your passion, you can hear it. And I'm so glad we have someone like you on that school board, man.
Well, I appreciate it. And, I've got 3 kids. I got a 5th grader, a 3rd grader, and a kindergartner. So I'm going to be in it for a while.
All right.
You got the question?
Oh, yeah. You can't get out without the question.
All right.
All right. So if you could spend 24 hours with one person, past, future, present, who would it be and where would you spend with them? Where would you go to spend your time with them?
Brett Favre, duck hunting.
Oh, man.
Mississippi, I would assume.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
I bet you it'd be a fun time.
I grew up in the 90s when,
Oh, yeah.
my dad was a bigger Packer fan from the 60s. And so I kind of inherited it. And it was a great time to be a Packer fan.
awesome.
Yeah.
He might not have been the best quarterback to ever play the game, but he has to be one of the most fun quarterbacks to watch play the game.
Definitely.
Well, we appreciate you, Steve, from coming in. Again, Stephen Hill with the Bedford County School Board. And this segment was brought to you by State Farm.
Need insurance in Bedford? I'm David Honecker, your local State Farm agent. Whether it's home, auto, or life insurance, we've got you covered with personalized service and great rates. Let us help you protect what matters most with the reliability and trust of State Farm. Call us today at 540-586-8194 or visit our office that is conveniently located at 1232 East Lynchburg Salem Turnpike in Bedford, right beside the Walmart. We are your go-to State Farm agent. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call us today.
All right, moving on to this day in history.
That was a great interview, man.
He said he was difficult, or like he had a lot of slides. I was like, you should see the amount
Trent
you
has.
guys send me, man. One day it was 8 from Brian and like 10 from Trent.
That's funny.
Yep.
No, that was a good interview.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, it's never a dull moment in Bedford County.
You got to make hard decisions, and I like that we have
You do.
thoughtful people,
You do.
and not to be rude, but not doctorates. You know what I mean? The
That's
PhDs
how
are
we got
smarter
into
than
the
everybody else.
situation.
That's what. Remember, you and I used to watch the meetings at COVID,
It's awful.
and I didn't even know who Marcus Hill was. I found him because of the way he acted in those meetings. He was fantastic.
I should have asked, but I'm not going to go down that road. But with the no, just the it is a listen. There are people that are not a big fan of Randy Dunton, and we're not going to go spend a lot of time on that. But
Yeah.
but the organization that he has created is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And to think that we just turn our back and just say, we're not going to be the district that allows kids to go to that. It's just beyond me, but that's another day and another time to complain about.
Yeah.
All right, this day in history.
This day in history.
1909,
Remember it well.
the first race was held at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Wow.
On this day.
That's kind of odd.
It is.
It's not Memorial Day weekend.
No. All right, moving on to drama.
The old Brickyard. Hey, did you remember this? In 1991, do you remember that Gorbachev was in a coup? I saw Scott Jennings. That was his this day in history. I thought it was great because I'd already sent this to you, but that was his choice too. Gorbachev was ousted for 3 days. They had him locked in a room with, not locked in a room, but he couldn't get out. And when he picked up the phone, it was dead. He knew something was going on because he was circled by his military advisors, and they failed because they had no plan when he said no. He thought he was going to be murdered.
Oh, wow.
He and his wife. He thought it was going to be like old school, Russian takeover.
Wow.
And it was like the people that tried to take over just assumed that he was going to give in. What was happening was he was trying to get out of the communism and get out of that Soviet style and just be Russia again. And the Soviet military was trying to stop it. So they ended up going to, I guess they have a White House in Moscow, which I didn't know that. And the tanks were there, and the people kept it from happening. And Boris Yeltsin became famous for climbing on a tank and telling them all to go home, telling the military to go home, and they did.
So where was Putin in all of this?
Yeah, I wondered that too.
Because he would have been part of the
KGB.
of the group that were going after him. I'm sure.
KGB. Oh, I don't know. I mean, that was in the 90s, early 90s. So it was 1991.
Yeah, I would have thought he would, because I remember reading something about him being part of that.
He was not mentioned in any of the articles.
Okay, you would think, Okay.
All the Russian names, but I did not remember that. That's interesting. He was held captive by 8 men for 2 days.
All right, moving on to drama. All right, Lioness.
Yeah.
Top 5 of my all-time favorite shows.
Very cool.
Every week, they just step it up even more. Have you seen it, Emma? Trent, I'm just telling you, the last episode that I watched the other night, like, I'm not going to break, any Sixth Sense stuff here, but they're in a room and they're talking to a consultant who is from Ukraine. She's a double agent.
Okay.
From Russia.
Bitch.
And she is telling us how other countries are at war with us. And I'm going to briefly say, she says Russia is like a pack of wolves, and China is like a lion. They cannot beat the bear, which is America. And they won't work together because they'll try to kill each other. So they do this instead. And they had a pyramid up on the wall. And they were explaining how these countries beat the bear, which is through infection. And they handed out a packet to the special forces people. And they said, these are the people that have infected your country. And the guy opens it up and he goes, so tell me again how a school board superintendent is infecting my country. And she said, well, let's see. We take him to a strip club. We get him hooked up with a girl. And then we take pictures of him. And then we say, we're going to ruin your life. Or you're going to put this curriculum into the local school system.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sitting there going, how did our school system get the way it's gotten? You and I have talked about it for years, how our curriculum has gone crazy.
Sounds like Eric Swalwell.
Fang Fang.
Yeah.
That was
Fang
on
Fang.
up the pyramid.
Yeah.
Politicians were part of that.
Yeah.
And they explained it to a T. And I'm like, everything they're explaining, we're literally reading on Fox News the next day. And I'm like, this is, like they know it.
Yeah.
Why can't they stop it? So great show, I'm telling you.
Cool.
Barstool Survivor still heating up. Love it.
How long's that going? And they finally survived. Don't they get it down to one? Wouldn't the one have to be Portnoy?
No, he's not even in it.
Oh,
They have, dude, Barstool has like thousands of employees.
they have a great bar at Nashville.
Yeah, they do. So, no, it's pretty cool. So the episodes don't come out every day. They come out on Mondays Sundays and Wednesdays. And so they're just now getting to the jury. So it ought to be pretty good.
Gotcha.
All right.
Mine.
Oh, I wanted to watch it, but I'm like, man, I've seen so many times. How is this one going to be different?
Oh, okay. So that's awesome. So I said the exact same thing. So both Jeff and Brian, to give proper credit, French and Rupert, both said that they had watched it. And dude, you can't. It's 3 episodes. You're not just going to watch the one. Set aside 3 hours because you're going to just jump right into the next.
Okay.
one. It's really cool. I learned so much about him. I mean, just right off the bat, I never knew he was from West Virginia.
Wow. Me neither.
It was just some really cool stuff. So they do a really good job. I mean, they sort of do the reenactment thing, which I'm not a big fan of, but after a while, when you get into it, you realize you forget that you're not watching him. So it was really well done.
All right, moving on. TDS headlines. All right, this week's Trump derangement syndrome headlines.
Yeah.
ABC News.
Oh yeah.
Tuesday primary results in Florida. Trump endorsements only go so far.
They can't wait to be able to say something like that.
And what did he not get one right or something?
It was 2 that he lost. One was an incumbent though. That was kind of interesting.
Oh, but he was the guy. Was he the guy that was kind of in trouble?
I'm not sure. The one that did lose, I don't know that Trump endorsed him, was that Mills guy. And I think Mills got in trouble for some controversial type stuff.
So,
Yeah.
as long as we win in the general.
Yeah, still the Republicans against Republicans, Dems against Dems. The big one is from now on.
Yeah. So NBC News.
Yeah.
They wanted to tell you that a Florida socialist will now face a Republican for Senate in a big upset over Colonel Vendeman. Remember him?
Yeah, their butt boy.
Yeah.
Their little darling military leader.
Yeah, I hate that guy. I hated that guy. I'm pretty sure he was the one that leaked everything.
He was the one that did the recording of the call with Zelensky way back before we knew who Ukraine and Zelensky was. And then he made it sound like that Trump was trying to bribe him.
Yeah.
When there's literally video of Biden on a stage saying, if you don't fire the prosecutor, I'm not giving you money.
Yeah.
How do they get away with all that?
Yeah, I never understood that because the whole argument was that Trump was trying to influence the election by getting a foreign leader.
Yeah.
When, don't you remember, they were like, oh, you said something in the transcript. And he was like, release the damn transcript.
That was the best move, one of the top 10 moves he's ever done.
Yeah, he didn't care.
What was funny was once he learned that he can declassify anything, these people were thinking he'll never declassify something that's top secret.
And we'll have these secret hearings. And then, but he was like, nah, play the damn thing. I didn't. But by the way, again, history, he was right about all of it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what was crazy. And yet they impeached him over it.
Yep.
All right, CBS News. Iran's top diplomat and Trump cast doubt on any hope of a peace deal.
I'm at the point now where let's just us run the Straits of Hormuz and...
Well, I got that coming up.
Okay, good.
All right, our TikTok shout out this week is one of my favorites. This is the recovering Californian.
I like when you send me her stuff.
This is Caroline, a recovering Californian. Cut 1.
Hi, my name's Carolyn. I'm a recovering Californian. And it's a wild Saturday night out here in the South. I wanted to go see a movie, but UT's playing, so no. I wanted to go to a restaurant, but UT's playing, so no. I don't really know what UT is, but apparently those people do fun things on Saturday nights.
She's so good.
Yeah. And what's funny about that is I remember when my dad first moved to Nashville, I was going to come see him. And he said, when are you coming? And I said, Saturday. And he said, what time are you coming through? And I don't know. I said, I should be coming through Knoxville probably around noon. And he went, nah.
Better not do that.
He said, it's kickoff at 1 o'clock. He said, you either got to come at 4 o'clock or, you need to come earlier. And he's like, because you're not going to get through traffic.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, UT's playing.
I mean, I'm not trying to exaggerate. It's 2 to 3 hours leaving a parking garage.
Oh, yeah.
When you leave the stadium, you're just going to be there. You might as well just take a second round of food with you because you're going to eat in the vehicle.
Yeah.
The
Put her back up, Emma. How many? I think she's got like 187,000 followers.
Hold on.
she has to do that from the actual.
Sorry.
Hi, my name.
So, yeah.
Is this on TikTok or was that on YouTube? That's on TikTok.
She's on TikTok. So
186,000 followers?
Mm-hmm.
Good grief.
there's so many good ones, Emma, that you would like.
She's so funny.
She is hilarious.
Can you see the one with her in the bathroom, like at a park?
Yeah.
It is so funny.
She was at a park and she said, "I'm on a homeless shelter."
Yeah. That might be it right there.
Where?
To the left. Sorry, recovering Californian.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Carolyn. I'm a recovering Californian, and today's Southern lesson is a Southern Uber. Looks like this is great. You get in the back. They always have sun drop, all the skull you could ever want.
All the skull.
And you don't even need an app. You're just anywhere on a street corner. You just yell, "Hi, Billy," and they get you. And it only goes to Dollar General though, so that's kind of rough.
Oh my God, that's so
It's
funny.
so good. All right, so that was our TikTok of the day.
Do we have a clip for that yet? Like a bumper?
No, she's
I'm working on it.
I gotcha. TikTok, shout out.
Just like that.
There it
should
is.
be it.
that one.
That's a shout out.
Hey, let's get one of our TikTok people
Maybe we do the bird guy.
to cut us.
Cacao, cacao.
No, get like Tyler Pinnell
Yeah,
to do a little promo.
yeah.
It's TikTok shout out.
Cool.
All right, moving on to sports.
It's time for sports.
Oh no,
What?
I haven't done my Mount Rushmore.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you lost
wing it.
live or something.
I mean, I can.
I don't know if you followed this, Trent.
Okay.
You may or may not have. With I said something to somebody the other day. I said, "Have you been following the Jaden Daniel memes?" And he went, "No, what's wrong?" And I was like, "Dude, they're destroying him on social media." And he said, "Oh, about his mom sleeping with players." I was like, "No, I hadn't heard that one."
Wow.
I said, "That's a thing?" And he goes, "Oh, maybe not." I was like, "Seriously?"
The Vanderbilt quarterback.
Oh, was that
Remember? That was
Pavia?
yeah. His mom was in. Who's the
Lord.
comedian guy? The funny guy.
Shane Gillis?
No, on Joe Rogan all the time.
Jimmy Fallon? No.
The country guy from Alabama. Anyway, he was banging Pavia's mom,
Theo Vaughn?
Theo Vaughn.
Shut up. Banging? Really?
What's it say? Doing? Effing? I mean, what am I supposed to do in that situation? What's proper?
Oh, boy.
I don't know.
Perfect censor.
All I heard was effing.
Effing?
All right. So,
Yeah.
you really haven't followed any of this?
I don't know what you're talking
So, Jaden Daniels, I think it was his mother, but then he didn't make things better. So, they sent a letter to LSU and they've asked them to cease and desist allowing anybody to wear the number 5.
Huh.
Because they said that it is ripping off name and likeness of Jaden Daniels because he's
That's weird.
so it immediately set off a trend because LSU fans are pretty damn passionate. And you don't tell them who is their legends. And what I said it didn't help things is Jaden made the statement that, you haven't let Joe Burr anybody wear the number 9 since Joe Burrow graduated. Well, neither one of them have their jerseys retired yet, but you can't compare yourself to one who won a national championship, one.
Yeah.
And two, I mean, it's a bad look.
Yeah.
And they continue to say, because as a student who was promised the number 5 to get him to come to LSU.
Gotcha.
Which is crazy that students would select a school over that. But
They all come up with some reason.
But like it's the NBA has now agreed to go 4-on-4 out of respect for Jaden Daniels.
Oh, okay.
It is stuff like that. It's no longer
no longer 5s.
it's 4 guys, burgers and fries, and it just is nonstop, man.
Gotcha.
It's across the board, and it's I don't know what he was thinking, but anyway.
Yeah.
Moving on. I just the WNBA.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So last night, I watched the Fever. They were in Toronto. And I'll tell you what gets me to watch them is the damn TikToks that Sophie Cunningham does are hilarious.
Yeah, yeah.
They were in Toronto for the first time, and we don't think about this, but this is the first time these players have been in another country.
Okay.
You know, they were college kids. So
Yeah.
they were going to Toronto. So her, Caitlin Clark, and Alexi Hall were trying different snacks that are only in Canada that aren't in the United States. So one of them was Lay's ketchup chips. And Sophie was like they were disgusting. So apparently they were booing her last night, but they were booing her because of, and that's what I don't understand. You're booing a girl who is standing up for women in sports.
Are they booing her because of the Blaze ketchup thing?
No.
Uh-oh.
But that's what she joked about in the press
Oh,
conference.
I
afterwards.
gotcha.
Somebody said, I heard them booing you. And she said, yeah, they know I don't like the ketchup chips.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, it was a good, I mean, the crowd was ridiculous. They had to move it to a bigger arena, which that's the story. How come that story is not the one written?
Right.
You know, Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark, Kelsey.
They're jealous,
You know,
Brian. That's the answer.
But it's not just Caitlin. It's the Fever team right now is scoring, averaging almost 100 points a game.
Yeah.
And, you know, promote the hell out of that.
Yeah.
That you're having to move your games to bigger arenas. But no. You know what we heard last night? Friggin' Angel Reese. Like the halftime when they played each other, because they played each other this weekend.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The halftime, they spent the whole halftime telling you how great Angel Reese was. She was 3 for 10, Trent.
Oh, goodness.
Caitlin had 20 points, but Angel was 3 for 10.
And she did miss that layup to win the game.
And she missed the layup to win the game.
Yeah. I thought that was funny. That was a good little meme of Caitlin Clark's face.
Smiling.
Yeah.
But that actually happened. I mean, I'm just saying it wasn't altered. She did smile.
No, that became
It
the
was
meme.
quite
Just like
fun.
Sophie doing the pointing.
Yes.
That was real. Yeah.
Anyway.
I can't watch.
But Warren watches, so I can't wait to always see his comments because
Yeah.
they crack me up. But college football, don't forget, next week. Who's coming in?
I mean, didn't you say the Atlanta Dream didn't even come out of the locker room for the
They
national
did
anthem?
not. Mm-mm.
Right. You're in Atlanta.
Dude, it's even worse than that. Like they showed the Indiana Fever.
Yeah.
And Sophie Cunningham was the only person that had her hand over her heart. The rest of them are just standing there looking at the flag, which I'm not going to get mad if you've got your hands behind your back.
Right.
But you obviously see the one that's patriotic and gives a shit about her country.
To me, I know you're watching, and I'll say this again, but this is no different to me than when Colin Kaepernick and everybody
Yes.
started kneeling and people not coming out. I quit watching.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch till you guys get over that dumb shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Next
College football.
preview. Who's coming in?
Oh, good question, because I don't think it can be Aaron. He told me again that he
Okay.
can't be here at 5.
Well, we'll effort somebody. If we don't, we'll do it ourselves.
Yeah.
We're damn good at this.
Yeah, we can do it.
I'm excited about it.
Well,
It's going to be interesting.
Is next week your last show before you leave?
Raise hail, praise Dale. What?
Next week your last show before you leave?
Where am I? Oh, yes. The last.
are we out 2 weeks?
Yeah. Yeah. You all right?
Emma, do you want to do it alone? I can bring.
Emma, do you get paid?
See if Travis or Grayson want to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the third week, I won't be here. So,
We'll get looking.
no, you are. But
All right.
Yeah, we'll come up with something.
NASCAR.
Yeah.
How has Richmond become everybody's favorite short track all of a sudden?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. The rave was how great the race was this past weekend of just passing and different grooves. And,
Oh, cool.
And the stands were absolutely packed.
Good.
It was amazing looking.
Probably cutting it to one race a year has helped.
Yeah, but the racing has definitely helped too. Like it was really good. And I'm not saying it just because Logano won, but
Oh, of course.
no, I'm just saying it was a really good race.
Yep.
So Logano did win, by the way.
Cool. For you, Fagano.
So I did pose this question, and I'll pose it to you, and I'll ask Kevin later on. Who's had the better career currently as we speak? Denny Hamlin with 69 wins, I think he's got. Or Joey Logano with 40 wins?
Well, I mean, I would definitely say Hamlin.
You would.
Yeah.
No, that's
Just like you won't say anything good about Hamlin, I'm not going to give you any credit. When
no.
Logano,
All right, Mark Martin.
yeah,
Who's had the better career, Mark Martin or Joey Logano?
Mark Martin.
So championships don't matter.
Not on that gimmicky championship.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Same rules Hamlin had.
I mean, he
How many
only-
gimmicks did he win?
He only got in because Bowman cheated and got
How
caught.
many gimmicks has Hamlin won?
He doesn't cheat.
First of all, he got caught cheating 2 weeks ago. He's the worst. All right, moving on. What's happening?
It's time for news.
Emma, are you paying attention or reading?
well, you had cut 2 up there, so I was waiting for you to say cut 2.
In local news.
Yeah, you never did cut two. Kenny
Did I?
Wallace.
Oh, yeah, let's go back.
Oh,
That's a good one. I think you'll like this.
Thanks
Trent.
for staying on board,
I
Emma.
don't know. I was waiting. I wasn't reading.
He's not even focusing on his own damn show.
So Kenny Wallace
Yeah.
does a little coffee talk type thing.
Yeah.
And he is hilarious. I don't know if you've seen this clip, but apparently you got dirt track drivers out here going, yeah, them asphalt people don't know what they're doing. You know, this, you know how hard it is to drive a dirt track. So this was Kenny Wallace's response. Cut to.
I'm up to here with these dirt racing fans and dirt racers crying foul. Oh, what about me? I deserve attention. I deserve attention. Sound like a bunch of Democrats. Y'all want to be equal. Look at me, I'm good. Yeah, you're good on dirt. Be like Kyle Larson. Be like Christopher Bell. Make them hire you. You know, I wanted to be Jeff Gordon too, but I'm not good enough. Have a great Tuesday, everybody.
Cracks me up.
He still races a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
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 Still wins.
Yeah. Oh,
Very
Kenny
cool.
Wallace.
Yeah.
The other Wallace. How many Wallaces were there? Rusty, Kenny, and Mike. And then they had a kid.
Oh, yeah. There was
One
that,
of them.
he had
Steven.
The Blinky. He had
I don't know
the
how he
Blinky.
drove
Couldn't
without
drive.
killing people.
Yeah. Run over somebody in the pits.
All right. Local news. Lynchburg has paused its flock cameras.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Good.
You don't like it?
No.
It's evasive.
Yeah. Why can't we just live and stop spending money?
Okay.
Stop spending my money. Stop. And I'm also influenced because I watched half the movie of Snowden. I didn't finish it, but remember the guy that dropped the bomb that the NSA was
Yes.
spying on anybody they wanted to instead of foreign adversaries? Yeah. Anytime you give anybody a chance to be able to look in on you, F them.
That's right.
Government, stay out of my damn lap.
All right.
Yeah.
Some in Congress are pushing for a federal mandate to raise the minimum wage to $25 an hour.
Hell yeah.
Studies show that if that happens, 5 million jobs will go away.
Who cares about them?
Yeah. What do you think of that, Emily?
Oh.
Emma.
Give me 25 an hour. I'm just kidding. Not about all the jobs. Never mind. But
Hey, Emma. When everybody else is making $25 an hour, what do you think is going to happen to the candy bar you were buying before the show?
$10.
Yep.
No, I'm just kidding.
And guess what happens?
I'm content where I am.
You're at the same level you were before. It doesn't change. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm just kidding.
She said. A polling firm in California, Trent, mysteriously has shut down after the elections,
Imagine that.
primary elections. They admitted polls were fraudulent, but they closed down first before. It's like, how many times do we got to just keep letting this happen?
Dude, I sent you a poll this week.
Yeah,
It was
the Tom Perriello.
Perriello beating McGuire 52-38 or something
Yeah.
like that, right?
Right.
I mean, it was just this disparity. And guess who published the poll? Perriello. That was his site.
God almighty.
Come on, man. Does any Republican lead in a poll before the race really gets going?
No.
They never do. But hey, man, I heard a story today that will blow your mind. I did not know this, and you may have because you're a political buff and you can remember things better than I can. 2008.
Yeah.
What was the big landmark bill that got passed, like 50-49 or 51-49 in 2008?
Oh, it was Perriello did it with the stupid Obamacare.
Okay. Did you know in the Senate, that's the vote. The Senate was 51-49, whatever it was, 50-49, and they broke a tie. 50-50 broke a tie. Okay. How did they get 50 Democrats on the voter roll? Was they fired the Republican senator from Alaska and had an emergency vote to replace him.
Wow.
The Alaskan senator was found, I guess the Department of Justice sent him to prison for tax evasion, lying on his taxes.
Jesus.
It took him years to get exonerated from it. And the reason he was exonerated is because the prosecution, the DOJ, left out the important parts of his fraud, which was where he said, you know, it's confusing when you're doing taxes or whatever, but he actually stated, well, if that's a problem, I'll pay that. Like he was willing to pay that before it became the issue that they came out with and busted him. They withheld that from the jury, that he was willing to pay it. So he goes to jail. That's what exonerated him. But the person that won that runoff election was a Democrat.
Of course.
And then they won 51-49, 50-50, whatever it was to break the tie. They did all they could to get Obamacare passed the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then what was it? Charles Rangel? Remember, he had tax evasion for his whole career. Nobody sent him to prison.
Yeah. How about the guy in Jersey with gold bars in his drawers?
That's right.
Not his draws, as Marty says, his drawers.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
All right. Beware, Amazon.
Okay.
I did not know this. So apparently there's a couple of different ways, and I don't really know some of them. But I did notice this with the chemicals in my pool. My hot tub. So I order chemicals off Amazon, right? And sometimes when they come, they look different than they did the previous time. And one time, I couldn't get my water clean, and I'm like, man, I have tested this, and it keeps coming up that I need pH, and I keep putting pH in it. And so it wasn't until later that somebody had said, oh, you know, a lot of those places, you know, they will buy a 5-gallon bucket and just fill the smaller jars and put them, and sometimes they don't put what's supposed to be in it.
Oh, God.
Same things with vitamins, things like that. Apparently, they'll buy an off-brand and put it in a brand and sell it to you because it's different. There's no checks on Amazon to ensure that it's the proper stuff.
Oh, yeah. Probably not.
So I'm just saying, buyer beware.
Yeah.
That you may not be getting what you're actually buying.
Yeah.
And so be careful of that. And then real quickly, people who think businesses don't pay taxes.
Oh, God.
Dude, I got a letter today from Albemarle. So we do work from time to time in Charlottesville, right?
Yes.
So you have to have a business license. Well, if you get a business license, wait till you hear this, Emma. I did a job last year in Albemarle for $1.5 million, right?
Yeah.
I have to pay taxes for that 1.5 million. Even though I don't see I get the 1.5 million, but it literally lays in my hands for 2 seconds before it goes out.
Correct.
But here's what's crazy. Half of that contract went to a subcontractor.
Yes.
But I don't pay for half of the contract. I got to pay for the whole 1.5 million.
Talking about the B-pole thing, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, the subcontractor that I hired, they're also paying on that 7. So that's double.
Exactly.
The concrete that they got was from Albemarle.
Yeah.
So that's being taxed.
Yeah.
It is taxed 10 ways to Sunday.
Yeah.
And by the way, that 1.5 million is taxed by Bedford. Mm-hmm. So I'm taxed here, Albemarle, everywhere I move, I'm taxed.
Yeah. I tell you one thing that I see catching on, because I saw Governor DeSantis say this, and I just saw it here recently, and it'd be cool if somebody started running on this, that once your house is paid off,
Mm-hmm.
you incentivizes anyone from moving. I don't know how that would work, but we got to figure out a way to stop taxing every damn thing under the sun. It's getting crazy.
Listen,
But we want to have more sports funding.
Well, my point to that was let's stop buying $2 billion worth of Chromebooks and maybe invest into.
Damn that technology.
It's not just technology, it's everything.
Yeah.
I mean, we spend a lot of money on curriculums that don't work.
Yeah.
And yet, it's because it's a curriculum, it must be good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right. Our win-win-win this week.
We're going to win-win-win, and we're going to make America great again.
I'm up to here.
That is not it. Thank you.
Everybody asked me that question, and you know
That's
that
not the one I
the
sent you,
Lord's
was it?
Yes?
It is not.
Oh, okay. Do.
She said, yes, it is not. That was last year.
Yeah, that's the one you sent me.
It is not.
Dude.
I got it right here.
And I have it right there. That's the one you got sent.
Here.
This is what you sent last week.
I know.
Here's the one. I'll just play it.
That's what I got sent today, though.
A well-oiled machine. Emma.
defeating Iran, which is being very badly defeated. Pretty soon I'll be declaring the Hormuz Strait a territory of the United States.
Is that news to you?
What did he say?
He's going to be announcing the Straits of Hormuz being a territory of the United States.
Oh.
No ships get through unless we want them to. But, and how about Venezuela? Venezuela was a one-day war. And now we work great with them. We've taken in millions and millions of barrels of oil. But we're doing really good. We're doing good in every way. You know, I built the military, and now I used it a little bit more than I wanted to, frankly, but that's okay, because we cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. Do we agree? Yeah.
That was this week's video.
I saw today the UAE has separated ties with Iran. Mm-hmm. That's a big game changer, too.
Absolutely. Yep.
Does that sound like somebody's actually could be bringing a coalition together? Remember that word that they wanted to use all the time?
Give him. Hey, he could be using all the tools in his tool chest.
Wait till you hear about the big tent from Chris Matthews later.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Post of the week.
Yeah.
This one says, if you really want to save children,
Yeah.
then save them all. Trent.
Yes. Yes. Save
The
them.
top of that list started with
Have to be trans kids.
Yes.
Yeah. Like we don't care about them.
It's just crazy.
Yep. The one that I've got, posted by an idiot. Mm-hmm. Listen to these facts. If Trump had not torn up Obama's Iran nuclear agreement,
Oh, my God.
we'd have $40 more billion, like we didn't send over the billion or whatever we did to them. 300 fewer injured Americans, 12 less dead Americans. Gas would be 250, and 0 bases would have been severely damaged, and Iran's uranium would have been capped. The world would have been a safer place. Let me ask you something. Was there a reason why we had to use bunker bombs? Right? That was under his agreement. Now, they were still making them.
That's the part that I don't understand is when they argue for it and you go, hey, dumbass, do you not remember that you were literally saying, well, they couldn't have had a nuclear weapon within minutes. You know, there's no way. And then 10 minutes later, well, they were 10 minutes away from having a nuclear weapon. I mean, which is it? Like,
and then, by the way, how about we found out that they had missiles that could hit Europe? All right. That's great. So,
all right, moving on to Mount Rushmore.
Yep.
Oh, we don't have a bumper for that either.
It's in progress.
Oh, we're working on that.
Yeah.
All right, our Mount Rushmore of women athletes.
Yes.
So, you got Chris?
I'm going to do Chris's.
All right.
He's got a good list here. Serena Williams.
Okay.
I would definitely have her on my list. Candace Parker. Man, I don't know how I've missed her in basketball.
Yeah.
She's not even the best basketball player in my mind.
It was good, though.
She was decent, yeah. Layla Ali, I guess that's pretty good. She was a boxer.
Mm-hmm.
I always wondered, was she really good or was she just Muhammad Ali's daughter? You know what I mean?
Else, yeah.
Caitlyn Jenner and Jackie Joyner Kersey.
Oh, wow.
And he says Jenny Finch because he's got to throw that softball in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, mine was Maria Navratilova.
Yes.
Dude, I mean, she was incredible when I was young.
Now, see, that's the one that I said would come from behind because on our list, Catherine has Chris Everett Lloyd.
Oh, wow.
Remember those battles they used to have? They were freaking awesome.
Serena Williams.
Yeah.
Just because she dominated.
Yes.
Jackie Joyner Kersey.
Yep.
Mia Hamm.
At 100%.
Yep. And then Katie Ledecky.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one.
The swimmer.
Yeah.
I love her.
Yep.
Excuse me, Emma?
I love her.
I've got the same that everybody else has. I would say, though, one thing we leave out is those damn UFC fighters.
Oh, my God.
What's the girl's name that's from Brazil that I think she just retired. She was like a champion.
Oh, yeah.
That girl.
Yeah.
It's freaking amazing.
I forget her name.
Yeah.
She's so good. I forget.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I got the
I
same.
guess we could have said Ronda Rousey. She dominated for a long time.
She did until
Holly
It's
Holm.
amazing how one kick to the head can change everything. And that's not just women, too. I mean, men for sure.
Yeah, I mean, look at that Topuria. Have you even heard of him since? Justin Gaethje beat him.
Oh, yeah.
He was
Well, I mean,
unstoppable.
that just happened July 4th, so give the man they give the man a chance. Somebody says, Marty said, Marion Jones. She was, but she was a cheater.
Sorry.
It's hard to get her in. Nancy Kerrigan. I don't know about that. Good answer here. Brandy Chastain.
Ah, she pulled the shirt off.
Yeah. I think that's got to be part of your sport.
Pulling your shirt off?
Yeah. Is Caitlin Clark in that?
I wanted her, but you got to have a little bit more.
Yeah. Now, Jeff, you know what? That's the Brian French. It's a really good one here. Simone Biles.
Oh, I have her, man.
Oh. But I would say the best basketball player, Cheryl Miller. Jeff Rupert hit that.
Incredible.
Jeff is on my list of who we could bring into the football thing.
Okay.
He brings in some sports from sometimes a different perspective. But I think that's all the people that I would have had to. And
Nice.
Emma?
I'll do the 3 that weren't on your guys' list. I had Alex Morgan.
Alex Warren, soccer player.
Yes.
Very good.
And then I did Lindsey Vaughn.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
I did more Olympics.
Yeah.
And then as Trent says, I did my own thing. And I did like a 2-athlete combo. Misty May and
Oh, yeah.
Walsh.
Yeah.
Olympics.
Carrie Walsh.
Because they won 21 consecutive games.
Is that the volleyball
matches.
girls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were so
3 in a
dominant.
row.
Yeah. I guess Caitlyn Jenner you could put in there in today's world. She did win decathlon.
Not as a female.
As a thing.
Yeah. Brian Prince said Billie Jean King. There's no way I'm putting her in
Hell
that.
no.
In that.
That was a
category.
gimmick.
It was all, yeah. By the way, what nobody ever really talks about is when she beat the guy, Bobby Riggs.
Yeah.
He won the first match. You know that was the second match that she beat him,
No.
and the dude was like 56 years old, and she was 25 or
I was
something.
going to say, but that, to me,
Dude,
that's like Mike Tyson.
if we're going to
versus-
start half at it, and you're going to start chewing while
Yeah.
I'm doing half at it, that's going to.
I got a scratch in my throat. I'm trying to get it with a cracker.
Said no one ever.
Go ahead. Have at it. It's brought to you by.
Was he not just mid sentence?
If you have the responsibility of managing the sale of a loved one's estate, please call the Counts Realty and Auction Group. Since 1963, they've been a trusted name and have helped thousands of families navigate estate and retirement sales with care and professionalism, ensuring your family gets maximum exposure and value. Whether it's your home, farm, vehicles, personal or investment property, you can trust the experts at the Counts Realty and Auction Group. Visit them at countsauction.com or call 1-800-780-2991.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine.
Oh, dude, you know what I just thought of? I could have done
What?
a Mount Rushmore of men that have gotten in trouble with women.
Yeah. Tiger Woods.
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
That's a good one. All right. So you're going to have to hang in on here on this one. And I know Emma's going to be bored by this guy. But you're not going to be bored by this guy because of how outrageous you'll get by listening to him today. Chris Matthews is part of the problem of the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
Remember he gets a tingle down his spine when Obama got elected?
Up his leg is what.
Up his leg, yeah. So this dude, now listen to what he wants to talk about. The big tent is no longer the big tent anymore.
What I think, and I've been thinking about this for days now. The DSA has done a favor to non-DSA Democrats, to regular Democrats who are regular members of the party. They've listed what they believe in. Their chair made that clear. It's in Peggy Noonan's column this week. It's very clear. We're going to get rid of ICE, not just ICE. We're going to get rid of the border. We're not going to have a border anymore. We're not going to effectively control people coming in and out of the country. And so I think we're going to get rid of prisons. We're going to get rid of the Pentagon. We're going to negotiate. Well, what happens when your hostages are your former diplomats, like what happened with President Carter? People take your diplomats hostages. What do you do then? You need an army. You don't like to have an army, but you do need to have one. All these positions can be denied by any regular Democrat. All you have to do is go out there and say, thank you, DSA, for telling us what you believe in. I don't believe in that stuff. And discriminate, because you can't follow AOC. I like AOC generally, but she came out and said, we're just a big tent party. Well, the problem with the big tent defense is every Democrat has to defend all this crap coming from the left. They've got to say, I believe in all this crazy stuff, and that makes me a Democrat. You've got to say, no, I'm not a member of the DSA, and here's why, and make it very clear. So it's going to require politicians to be good politicians and say, here's where I stand.
Right.
This is what I'm a regular Democrat. I'm for labor unions. I'm for opportunity
You
for
can end it
everybody.
there. Just him. I was floored. That dude 15 years ago was ripping the Republican Party as not being a big tent.
That's right.
And now he's dying by his own words.
Dude. But at the end of the day, let's make no mistake about it. It has nothing to do with whether or not the socialists are getting elected.
Yeah.
It's power.
Oh, of course.
They're losing their power.
Yeah.
If they thought they could remain in power and bring in, they're all about the stuff that he's saying. Name us a middle Democrat that you're talking about.
Oh, shoot. I think I just unplugged something. Did I?
I don't know.
Hanging around like a
What was
loose
that?
goose.
I don't know.
My dentures in the ice tray.
Sounded like you snapped something.
I know, it did.
Kevin.
I think that was just my foot that.
Oh, it's that guy again.
What up, Kevin?
Just worried about y'all.
Yeah, I was worried about Trent there. He
I know.
like
I
he
did.
electrocuted
I know.
himself.
I had to watch that back on film to see what my reaction was.
It was quite funny.
I know. I just needed to know if Emma's there.
Yeah.
The phone works.
Em, I need to get something off. I need to get something off my chest. Just want to let you know. Last week when I called in 9 times, Brian blamed it on you. So it was heavy on my chest.
He always
I
blames it
know.
on me.
That song come on. Someday somebody's gonna turn around and make you come.
Say goodbye.
That song come on and inspired me.
First of
So
all,
I said I've got to tell Emma.
He's lying. He said, "What y'all doing down there? And can't Emma figure out how to fix a phone?"
Oh, you blaming me too, Kevin?
Well, I'm
And
glad.
then Brian threw you under the bus and ran over you 5 times.
Always does.
Glad to
Oh,
ha-
and then he said, we had a bad storm, and it knocked something out. I think it just knocked out the phones. And I said, y'all don't do a sound check or nothing? No, we don't do none of that stuff. We just wing it. We wing it on through.
We do wing it.
I said, oh, okay.
glad to have you back.
But anyway, what's up, Trent? I heard you want to chime in, brother.
Good to have you.
Glad you're here, brother. Glad you're here.
When am I going to get some salsa?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
The spaghetti sauce.
Oh, I could send it tomorrow, but y'all can't open it up when you get it in the big box. You got to wait till next Wednesday. But yeah, I'd put it on. A matter of fact, I got an Amazon box right here I'm looking at, but I got another box over there. I can put them in there, but I have to get some bubble wrap because the ones I got, well, I've been selling cards on eBay, and I'm about run out. But I'm gonna have to go back to Walmart and get another big roll. But yeah, I'll bubble wrap them and put them in styrofoam. And
next
the
week,
next Wednesday, which will be the what, 27th, 28th,
yeah.
or you got something going on?
Well, I was going to say also next week, you're going to have to come up with your college and NFL picks. We're having our preseason football show next week.
Oh, for like college and NFL and taking your picks.
Predictions.
Who's going to go to the Super Bowl? Who's going to win the national championship?
Yeah, you know how you usually do, like Super Bowl week, you tell everybody that's who you picked.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, did you like the Richmond race last week?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty good. I liked it. I think it was better than last year.
So who is, in your eyes, who's had a better career? Joey Logano or Denny Hamlin?
Well, probably Denny Hamlin because Joey Logano ain't nothing but a you-know-what.
Interesting.
So I just don't like him.
That was my answer.
Because the simple fact is, when he first came on board and all, I don't even want to get into debate because, Brian, I know you like Joey Logano, and you're going to take up for him. It don't matter if he runs 4 people over like Austin Dillon did last year at Richmond race and ended up winning. If he done that, you would support him right through it. You'd never be negative about it. So there's not an honest answer I could give.
That is the honest
the fact
answer.
that you would debate me about it.
That's actually NASCAR.
I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay.
That's the way NASCAR always is. You remember? I mean, that is how it goes.
3 championships to 0.
Well,
But
he was a lap away from getting one.
Jesus. So Matt Kenseth, too? He's better than Matt Kenseth?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess you're going to say Dan Marino ain't as good as Lamar Jackson. I mean, come on, man. You can't be comparing apples to apples with when you got all that stuff going on. Like, if Earnhardt Sr. didn't win the Daytona 500, you'd be like, well, he ain't never won the Daytona 500. There's always going to be an asterisk right beside the name.
Kevin.
True.
No.
Yeah.
First of all, you said Lamar
Trent
Jackson.
agrees. He knows.
You know, first of all, that is wildly inaccurate. If you had said the Kansas
Trent
City
Dilfer.
Chief,
Dan Marino and Trent Dilfer.
But your comeback was Logano is on the pedestal because he's won this many championships, and Denny Hamlin has won 0. That was your actual argument.
Yeah, but you
But
said
I responded to that, but you didn't like the response because you're wanting to go to another level when I said, I don't want to get in a debate with you tonight about Joey Logano and Denny Hamlin. I spoke my piece, and I'm done. Let's move along.
with Lamar Jackson and Dan Marino. Good one. It's perfect.
Let's move along.
That's great. Well, I've got nothing to talk about now.
What
wrap it up.
Be trying to catfish me.
What would you say is the top female athletes? If you had to list a couple of them, who's the best woman athlete you would put on your list? That was our Mount Rushmore.
From
our
our
era.
lifetime.
Our era. Yeah.
Yeah, our era. Well, one of them is in contention now because that's probably Caitlin Clark right now. So she's kind of in the contention, I would think. I'd probably say I don't know, Ned Trent, you're going to have to help me because I will get slumbered on her last name. But she was a tennis player, and it was Tina Navratilova.
That's her. Martina Navratilova.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that would be one of them.
Yep.
I would probably say
I'll tell you what, we missed
the sports you're saying.
We missed Arena Sabalenka.
Huh?
Ooh.
That's an athlete. I mean, she looks like she could play other sports. The one that's number one now, the Sabalenka woman.
Big, tall girl.
Looks like Andy Roddick in the face.
I think the Mary Lou Retna.
Oh, yeah. Mary Lou Retton.
No, Retna.
Hey, did you know that she ended up with some drug problems? Yeah.
Yeah, but I told you I got problems with last names, so don't make fun of me, man. Come on. I even warned you before.
Dude, she was from West Virginia, and she is like the Appalachia pain medicine problem freak.
Oh, okay.
She said, well, you said it like, oh, that's good.
I've got a question I want to get to.
All right.
And I'm not sure.
Brian is being patient, and he's had enough.
All right.
Did either one of you see where Connor Zilic has signed with Hendricks Motorsports?
Isn't he already like lifetime?
Yeah.
No, he was under contract with Trackhouse Racing.
Oh, okay.
So
he's going to start racing in 2028.
All right, so by Trent's calculations, there's a 0% chance that will happen. Because you said that with Tyler Reddick. He's not going to spend a whole year with a team that he's leaving.
Well, I would fire him.
Right. So
if you signed with somebody else, I'd let you go now.
So the rumor mill, because Justin Marks, when he was interviewed about that, how could you let Connor Zilic leave? His answer just was kind of weird. So the rumor is maybe that Justin Marks is wanting to get out of NASCAR, and he may be shopping his 2-car team with SVG and Chastain.
Huh.
And some people believe that could be Junior's way in.
You just gave me my last name for this week.
So, because it's odd. I mean, Bowman's going to be back in the seat next year. But what happens to Zilic? But that's what I'm saying. It sounds to me like they're allowing him to race one more year. Because Justin's probably on his way out, I think.
Gotcha. I would fire him. Who are you picking this weekend, Kevin? They're at New Hampshire.
Oh, yeah. I got to get that pulled up.
3 Bs.
Oh boy.
3 BBBBBs.
Blaney.
I'm gonna go with my man Byron.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Barry and Bill. Byron, Barry, and Bill.
Barry did pretty good last week. That was good to see.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to make a land next year.
Yeah, still hasn't. I don't get it either.
Yeah.
I mean, he obviously, I think he can drive. He's won in that car.
Somebody better be picking up Corey Heim too.
Corey Haim's already under contract.
Who's he racing with next year?
In NASCAR Cup Series.
Yes, he's already under contract with 2311. He took Riley
Herp's place.
He's been under contract with them for 3 years now.
All right. So who you got?
New Hampshire. You give me yours because
I got Ryan Blaney, Austin Cindric, Ross Chastain. And by the way, the points now are I've at 866. Brian, you're at 1032. And Kevin, you're at 1057.
Does this race have a name yet?
I've got. That's funny. It doesn't have a name.
I know. I just want to make sure I'm doing the right one, right?
Yep.
All right. I will go with. Man, I hate that guy, so I'm not choosing Ty Gibbs. Let's go Tyler Reddick.
Yeah, he's kind of.
He hating on Ty Gibbs one.
I can't stand him.
Told y'all he was gonna come up.
You were right.
The Fords have been awful dominant lately.
Did Logano again?
I'll do Blaney. Blaney, Reddick, and Preece.
Oh, that's a good one. We keep wanting each week. It's like all of us want Preece, Busher, and Keselowski to do something, and they just haven't done anything.
You got to figure that's got to.
At some point, it's got to change. Hendrick too. Their cars haven't done jack. The Chevrolets really haven't done anything. Man, how unusual is it? And if it was that easy, why doesn't it happen a lot more often? Your boy Carson Hocevar makes a simple mistake and it blows the engine up that fast. It seems like to me that would happen more often.
Yeah.
He downshifted instead of upshifted.
Yeah. You wonder, like, how Kyle Larson doesn't do that as many times he gets in and out of cars.
Yeah. And, some of them are H patterns. Some of them are forwards and back. That's wild. I remember Denny Hamlin saying that was the hardest thing that he's had to adjust to, the downshift versus the H shift. Yep.
Hocevar might have a good weekend.
Could.
Husqvarna is what Ward Burton calls him because he can't say Hocevar.
All right. Well.
All right, Kevin. When are you coming down to see your son?
When you come down here to see me,
take your nephew.
I feel bad for your son. Poor fellow. Can't even see his daddy. All righty.
Sir.
I got something for you.
Okay.
It's just an inside joke, but it's for me too because I could say the same thing.
Okay.
But not for Brian.
Can't wait to hear this.
If you ever any time, if you get a call from your ex and it's like 3:00 in the morning, and she's like saying, "Trent, I can't sleep," you just tell us, "Say, listen, Isaiah 48:22. There is no rest for the wicked."
What do we got today for our end of a riveting show? Thank you again for.
You still got 4 clips.
Oh, my bad. I forgot we got to go back.
All right, let's go
I
back.
thought he had circled them up for later, but
No, I did. So I circled them up for later. This is later. All right.
Emma,
This,
the hell?
Thank you, Emma.
We're almost out of here.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, Emma. So let's just jump right into them. This
all about the
lady,
money for
she
Emma.
has the answers, Brian. Let's focus. The show's not over. I know your part's done, but let's refocus.
I am.
She has the answers.
See, I'll tell you, I think we've got to be ruthless.
Ruthless.
And by that I don't mean the way they are. It's not cruel,
Not cruel.
but we have to be uncompromising, and we have to understand that we're going to have to toughen up a bit.
Maybe start with getting a
Around-
job.
Really being focused on results.
She's saying focus, but couldn't
And
think of the word
not
focused.
sitting around waiting for Republicans to have an epiphany.
Epiphany. That's her new
Because,
word.
You know, people's rent can't wait for that. People's health care affordability can't wait for that. Being able to afford childcare can't wait for that.
Can you remind me
so,
who raised inflation
You know, I think there
21%?
are some things that we need to do that are just about our attitude about these things.
Attitude.
You know, when I was growing up, oh, you got an attitude? Well, actually, I am advocating for having an attitude.
Gosh, nuts.
Dude, can you see her do a press conference every single day at the big table?
Like, you just want the Democrat Party to go, this is what we got?
Yeah.
Like, you want to talk about attitude and results.
Who's the guy from CNN? Jake Tapper? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that he's doing some interview with some liberal woman and he's answering the questions. So what do they call that where all the cabinet secretaries get together around the table?
Yeah.
You know, this is the first time I've ever seen anybody do that. The president, he didn't even do that the first time around. He makes them all sit there and answer questions.
Yes.
Right off the bat.
Yep.
Jake Tapper told that lady the other day that they had scripted comments whenever they had, and it wasn't even covered by the press. They had just to be able to play off of Joe, and Joe had scripted comments to make.
We forgot all that, right? That he had it.
But how does Jake Tapper, where were you when this was going on? You know, you're doing it when you're trying to peddle a book, but where were you when this was actually going on? It's just awful that they would let Jake Tapper, even any of these people, do a debate. They're so biased. Okay. Hey, listen to this person. I think she's running, but it's okay to steal now. You just got to hear why. Cut 20.
What we saw were crimes of poverty. People who were stealing things like toothpaste. People who were stealing things like, soap. And that means if you're stealing those things, you need them. And we are choosing to protect billion-dollar companies like CVS and Walgreens over the people who are struggling to get by. So I would say that the true crime is that there is such incredible wealth disparity in this city that there are people who can be thrown in jail simply for having a biological need. And so one of the things that I'm fighting for at the state level is to make sure we pass things like treatment, not jail, and that we hold the line on the incredible criminal justice reforms that we have done over the last 10 and 20 years. Most of what we...
Those mean old companies that sell you things. And guess what happens as soon as one of those companies leaves a city because of theft? They get after them about not letting them steal. I mean, it is so ass backwards of what should be taught. I'm going to skip this one mainly because of the end of the show and we're going on. But this is the Chicago mayor refusing to say the word illegal.
This one?
And the one before was the Chicago mayor saying refused to say illegal. But I'm going to title this, Can Someone Tell Her We Don't Care? Like, we really don't care what you look. We don't even care what you do. But listen to this racist woman talk about us. Cut 30.
Thing about me, two things for certain. I love making white people uncomfortable. And by that, I mean, I love showing up in a space where white people are and they think it belongs to them. And I show up authentically myself big and bold,
yes, girl,
ready to be seen. I'm not gonna give my life for no one. Tell me how I'm in nature. White boy sitting there, you know, it's for everybody to enjoy. I pull up with my music, but when white people see me, they see me with my music. All they can think is ghetto and disturbing. And I'm here to make the place ghetto and disturbing. Yes, I'm putting up my hammock and I'm gonna enjoy this bitch just as much as you are. You're gonna leave.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you so uncomfortable, you're gonna leave. Yeah, I'm not moving. Yeah, I'm gonna be ghetto and I'm gonna be ratchet and I'm gonna be as black as possible. Yeah. Get uncomfortable, bitch.
So,
come on. Racist.
So the white person that she was talking about, did you hear him?
I never heard.
No, it's quiet.
Yeah.
So he's not bothering her.
Yeah.
And yet she says, I'm going to make him uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like he makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But what has he done to make you uncomfortable?
Like we're the racist one. You're just spitting out racism. And what my whole point was that, could somebody just tell her we don't care?
No.
Like, don't put your music louder than I have mine. You know what I mean? And I do this all the time. Like if I go to the pool and I have my music, it doesn't matter who's at the pool. I was like, hey, is this too loud for you? You know what I mean? I just don't want to intrude on you. Most of the time it's not. But if somebody says, yeah, I mean, I cut it down. It's not a big deal. This woman wants to violate and cross into your path. Drives me crazy. Dude, for those that are still with the show or watching it, this is almost as cool. So you know how we had a couple weeks ago voices that you would recognize anywhere?
Yes.
Johnny Cash is one of those, right? I don't know if we wrote him or not.
He did not make our list.
He did not make the list, but he should have because, okay, this not only sounds cool as shit, just the video that went with this is cool as all get out. By the way, let me do live chat. Annika Sorenstam, Chris Lax has done that. And then Laura, Miss Laura says, Danica Patrick, is that your top female athlete?
A great one.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Danica Patrick.
She's a race car driver.
Oh,
Oh,
my
of course,
God.
I won't know that.
Who's Ms. Laura?
My mother.
She wants to be the president of Kevin's first fan club.
She loves Kevin.
That
She
he's
wants
the star of the
salsa.
show.
She wants salsa.
I don't care what she wants. Her daughter doesn't know what a race car driver is. A female race car driver.
Yeah, great teaching, Mom.
Whoa.
But
must be that Rustburg education.
I will say there is a fan club for Kevin.
Yeah.
You know, like my friend group. That's it.
Oh,
He's
I
the,
know.
You
he's
need
the
to have
favorite
him
one of
in
the
here
show.
one day.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Hey, I wonder if I can get him to come in when you're gone.
That's a good idea.
Do it.
That'd be awesome.
Get him to
I'll
visit.
check that.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
We will see you next
Hope
week
you
for
enjoy
our
this.
college football preview. I hope you enjoy this. See you next
This is
week.
really cool.
I am the nation. I was born on July 4th, 1776, and the Declaration of Independence is my birth certificate. The bloodlines of the world run in my veins because I offered freedom to the oppressed. I am many things and many people. I am the nation. I am 200 million living souls and the ghost of millions who have lived and died for me. I am Nathan Hale and Paul Revere. I stood at Lexington and fired the shot heard round the world. I'm Washington, Jefferson, Patrick Henry. I'm John Paul Jones, the Green Mountain Boys, Davy Crockett. I'm Lee, Grant, Abe Lincoln. I remember the Alamo, the Maine, Pearl Harbor. When freedom called, I answered and stayed until it was over there. I left my heroic dead in Flanders fields and on the rock of Corregidor, on the bleak slopes of Korea, and in the steaming jungles of Vietnam. I am the Brooklyn Bridge, the wheatlands of Kansas, and the granite hills of Vermont. I am the coal fields of the Virginias and Pennsylvania, the fertile lands of the West, the Golden Gate and Grand Canyon. I am Independence Hall, the Monitor. I am the Merrimack. I'm big. I sprawl from the Atlantic to the Pacific. My arms reach out to embrace Hawaii and Alaska. 3 million square miles. I'm more than 3 million farms. I'm forest, field, mountain, and desert. I'm quiet villages and I'm cities that never sleep. You can look at me and see Ben Franklin walking down the streets of Philadelphia with his bread loaf under his arm. You can see Betsy Ross with her needle. You can see the lights of Christmas and hear the strains of Auld Lang Syne as the calendar turns again.